Malawi is a small southern African country that looks very interesting on the map. It looks like a small river that's just coming out. But certainly there's one thing I can tell you about this economy, guys. This country is robust. And the returns that investors who have put in their money in Malawi have gotten are eye-popping. We'll look at them in this video, but then of course this video will be for you to determine whether you actually want to commit your money to invest on the Malawi Stock Exchange. We'll start with why Malawi. Why am I excited to talk about this? Well, other than the fact that Zimbabwe, Zambia, and Malawi were once in a federation, and I really love these three countries for the federation that we once had, there is something very special about Malawi. Because Southern Africa has these giant economies like South Africa, Zambia, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Malawi is something that is often overlooked because people don't actually see the amazing economic miracles that happen in this small Southern African country. Looking at the numbers here, the Malawi All-Share Index, in the past month alone, the Malawi All-Share Index has gone up 1.03%. Of course, we are looking at these numbers in US dollar equivalent of how they have gone up. And of course, these numbers are being, as of the time of recording today, Monday, May 31, 2021. This is when we're recording this video. In the past month alone, the market has gone up 1.03%. In the past 3 months, the market has gone up 1.84% year to date, from the beginning of the year until today, Monday, May 31. The market has gone up 3.87%. And in the past year alone, now this is when things start to get very interesting. In the past year alone, the market has gone up 17.95%. Malawi is a sweet spot, and Malawi is an interesting market that has given investors regular and consistent equity returns. We're just talking about the equity prices. Of course, the returns have also come in the form of dividends. The dividends have been amazing. Some of the companies that are listed on the stock exchange in the Southern African region of Africa. Of course, the Southern African region will be in Africa. I don't even know why I said that. But anyway, let's get to the how. How do you start your journey? How do you open an account to start investing on the Malawi Stock Exchange? Number one, you want to do your research. I am excited because I have been researching on this market, and because over time I've gathered enough knowledge and enough information and processed it to the extent where I can get to be this excited about that market. But you want to get to that point on your own. You don't want to be excited because you saw me getting excited on this video. You want to be excited because of your own. So right there's going to be a video that's going to pop up on sources of information on African stock markets. You want to look at that video and figure out a way in which you can actually understand the Malawi Stock Exchange on its own and figure out ways in which you can start your own sort of journey of building up the knowledge and all the investor-based information that you need for you to start to commit to the stock market. Now, the second point is you want to go to the website of the Malawi Stock Exchange. Link will be in the description below. And you want to go there and find the list of stockbrokers that they actually have. Amazingly, they only have 4 stockbrokers, which makes your process very easy for you to start committing. Once you have this list of 4 stockbrokers, you want to write an email to them. You want to tell them your name. You want to tell them, where you are. That could just be interesting for just for a way of introducing yourselves. Malawians are very friendly people. These guys are some of the most friendly people that I have met in my life. They're really good, genuinely good, kind-hearted and very warm people. So you want to just introduce yourself nicely. What's your name? What do you do? Of course, because you can't just be stealing money and investing it in Malawi. So what do you do? Where do you get your money? That might come later in forms that you have to fill, but just basically basic stuff. This is my name. This is where I live. I'm interested and very, very excited about Malawi and I want to invest. How do I do it? Once you email these 4 brokers, they will respond to you. In my case, I actually had a good response rate from these brokers telling me back and emailing me back. Narrowing down the list of brokers, if you, of course, receive a response from more than one broker, you have to figure out a way in which you choose. You're not going to invest with all the 4 brokers because Malawians are nice people. You sometimes have to turn down the 3 of them, the other 3 brokers, and choose one. So getting to that process is you want to look at the research they offer, the research they have offered in the past. That is, you might ask them to say, look, let me see any research that you guys have, whether it's going to be on their website or whether it's something that's private that's going to send you over email. You want to look at that research and see whether this is something that you think has been comprehensive enough. And then you want to ask them if they open any broker-controlled accounts, because if you're someone who is just excited about the market, but you still need more time for you to figure out whether you actually want to, which companies you want to commit the money to, then firstly, as you initially start, maybe you want to start by just sending money and letting the broker make the decision of what to buy. This is something that you might find with other brokers, but it might be difficult depending on how you structure these things. This is just now more of negotiation and seeing whether your broker will accept this or not. And then, of course, you want to ask them whether they require you to open a local bank account or not. Local bank accounts, as you know, are much more difficult for you to open and start, compared to stockbroking accounts only. So you actually want to know whether they ask you to open local banking accounts or not. And then now getting to the requirements that my broker required. Of course, they required me to have a proof of residence. They want to know where you live, and you need to prove that with, a water bill, electricity bill, telephone bill, whatever bill that you have that gets to be sent to your address with your name and your address there to verify that it is actually your address where you live. And then they want the account opening form filled out. They want a notarized ID, which is you just take your passport. Unless you're a Malawian citizen, you have another national ID that you can present to them. But here you're looking mainly at just getting your passport and certifying it and then sending it to them. They want your bank statement for the past 3 months because they want to see whether you have the money and you're not just going to be stealing money to send to them. It's part of Know Your Client, KYC requirements. And then, of course, they want the source of funds explanation, which, if you have sent them a pay slip to say this is my salary, then they will know automatically what your proof of funds is. So you won't need to write an explanation in an email to say this is where my amount of money comes from. Now, getting to the minimum amounts, is there a minimum amount for you to get into this very sweet spot and very robust market that has been giving investors incredible returns? The answer, amazingly, is no. You can start with whatever minimum that you have. You can send whatever minimum that you have to your stockbroker in Malawi, and they can start buying shares in the companies that you require. Bit by bit, you build your portfolio, and you're on your path to having great, amazing, diverse, and a resilient portfolio in this African country. How do you fund your account? Of course, you're going to be looking at wire transfers. For dividends and for every time when you sell your securities, then these are actually captured onto the trading statement. Talking of the broker that I use, these are actually captured onto the trading statement, and then from there the broker will seek from you, advice on what to do. Do you want them to disperse this money, or do you want them to just reinvest it into the market? So these are conversations you end up having with the broker. The communication, of course, is very important. Like many African countries, of course, you'll be communicating here via email. You'll be sending your emails to the broker and telling them, trading instructions and everything else, and they'll be responding to you via email. If you have something that is urgent and you need to talk to these guys, you can pick up the phone, you can call them. Malawi is an English-speaking country. If you're someone who is, jittery about the language, Malawi is an English-speaking country, so you'll be able to talk to these guys on the phone in English, which makes it very seamless if you are someone who speaks the English language. If not, then of course you can always look for, translation services and everything else to do your emails, and probably calls won't be the most preferable way for you to communicate with these guys. But definitely, if you're someone who is already investing in Malawi on the Malawi Stock Exchange, I will be very excited to talk to you, and I'll be very excited to know your story in the comments below. If you're someone who is looking forward to starting investing on the Malawi Stock Exchange, I'll tell you this: the best time to invest in Malawi was yesterday. The next best time is today. You need to start your journey, and you need to be able to say, one day you look back and say, wow, geez, that was the most amazing, the most important, and the wisest decision I ever made in my life to start investing on the Malawi Stock Exchange. So definitely let me know your story in the comments below. And of course, as things happen, as my story unfolds, I will keep updating you guys on this channel on how my journey of investing on the Malawi Stock Exchange will be going. But until next time, and until we meet again in the next video, I'll see you then. My name is Maro.